Okay, part two, converting your term policy to a whole life policy. How do we have this conversation with our clients? Uh, Really, I think this is a long-term conversation that you're having with most of your clients. It's like when my brother was he asked me to look at his roof, and I said, you know what? You have a few more years on your roof, but when you get your roof, you're going to want to look at upgrading the venting on it. Okay, so it's not something you're doing right now, but you need to think about that because someday you're going to have to do that, right? The same thing is true on this term policies. All right, you didn't buy coverage for your last days when you're in your 80s, but someday you're going to want to think about that. You know, these things are true for everybody. We all grow older. We all are going to come to those days at some point, right? So, what I would say when I've sold a term policy, you know what? We bought what was fit well into your budget today. It was $25 a month. We did it term because that fit better into your budget. But at some point, you're going to want to look at what do you want to do long term. And we know what those prices are because I went over them with you, or if we didn't go over it with you, I just want you to know, this was $25 a month. If you had bought it whole life, it'd been $100 a month. I know you don't want to do that someday, but we're going to want to have this conversation again at some point because this term is going to end. Do you want to have that conversation again next year, or do you want to wait 2 years and get some feedback, put that in the notes, and then we come back and we say, okay, you know what? We talked about this 2 years ago. This is what it'd be today, and this is what it'd be if we wait another 8 years. Just so you know, these are numbers are going into your head. So I'm having this conversation every year to 2 years. I'm preparing them for when that 10-year term ends, or maybe 15-year term ends, 20-year, 30-year term ends. What do you want to do then? Because the younger we buy whole life insurance, the cheaper it is, right? The younger we buy it, the cheaper it is. We want to make sure that our final plan, we begin with the end in mind, and our final plan is in place. So we just keep having that conversation. An important note, with Frankenmuth Whole Life Insurance, every $100,000 policy comes with long-term care rider. Ask me more about that. With Frankenmuth Life Insurance, we can convert any time inside the term. With Frankenmuth Term Life Insurance, we can convert the whole amount or as little as $25,000. With Frankenmuth Term Life Insurance, we can convert up to 3 different times in the life of the policy. Conversion is a huge opportunity on these policies. If you've sold a lot of term policies, you have a lot of opportunities to talk about converting to whole life. Let's see what we can do.